This is Hannibal here, back with a wrestling news update. We'll start with WWE news. Apparently, Bronson Reed, who got injured jumping off of a cage at over 300 pounds at the Survivor Series, he's going to be out for a long time with his foot injury, possibly past WrestleMania. Tonga Loa from the group there, which I always forget their name. Tonga Loa is one of Haku's sons. He's from that whole head of the table group type thing, which I've for some reason the name is going blank to me. That's how interesting I find it. Apparently, WWE, they did have Raw here in Wichita Monday night. They didn't bring really any of the big stars to the show. CM Punk appeared in a backstage segment that I don't even know if it was taped here. But their arena capacity is 16,500. They had just over 6,000 in attendance, including comps, which is not a great crowd for a company that's considered quote unquote hot right now. However, it's over double what AEW had here for a recent taping. Also in AEW news, Rampage this week tied its worst rating ever, 0.04, last Friday. Now, the interesting thing about AEW Rampage tying its worst rating last Friday was the last time they got a rating this low, it was the same night as the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. But there was no major competition this Friday. The first day of all-in ticket sales, I heard Dave Meltzer say there was around 6,000, and this is a stadium show. There was hardly any fans at the press conference that they held, which they brought a lot of stars to, including Sting. So that had to have been a disappointment. Apparently, the Young Bucks, who haven't appeared in AEW for a while, are getting New Japan title shots, even though they haven't appeared in New Japan for a while either, which leads a lot of people wondering, why are they getting New Japan title shots other than New Japan is at its lowest popularity in a long time, and they're desperate to try and get some talk about them. Ray Phoenix has about a year left on his AEW contract. Penta has signed with WWE now. They both want to leave, but it appears Tony Khan is just keeping him off TV and letting him ride out his contract. Good for him for getting money to do nothing. I still don't understand why Tony Khan doesn't put these guys on TV and have them do jobs when they're leaving. That makes zero sense to me, but it appears the policy in AEW is, and this seems to be a genuine policy. When someone appears to be going to WWE, they just take them right off TV. And even if they would get better ratings and put their own stars that aren't really over, let's just take them off TV and pay them to do nothing while they ride out their contracts, which to me, it seems like a ludicrous policy. Here's something interesting. There's a lot of missing person wrestlers in AEW. One that we found out was signed by AEW only a few days ago was Willie Mack. Who there's a couple of his matches on this channel from PCW Ultra back when I had a working agreement with them. I don't think they're running shows right now. They're taking a break. But Willie Mack, apparently it came out he's under AEW contract because AEW allegedly had him removed from a GCW show. They either told him, there's two different stories coming out. They told him that he couldn't do it, or somebody told him he would get heat with the office if he did it, so it'd be better if he pulled out. One of those two stories is true. Why you would care about wrestling on independent shows if you're under AEW contract, I don't know. But obviously, AEW is at the point now, and I'm no GCW fan. I mean, it's impressive. I don't know who funds them, but that they run so often. I know they've had a couple flop shows lately. But it now appears AEW is looking at GCW as competition, which to me is just crazy that $1 billion company cares about a small independent company. that's on the down. And whenever they take people off these cards, all it does is give publicity to the independent company. It's better to just not talk about them. Anyways, at 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern today, Jack Kilby and I are going to do a podcast with fans talking about whatever news you want, whether it's UFO news or wrestling news. Every Wednesday night, we do the Hannibal TV This Week, and every Saturday at the same time, 5 p.m. Eastern, we do a fan discussion, which this week's on Saturday, it looks like it's going to be about classic wrestling themes. My favorite might be the Rougeau brothers and Hulk Hogan's.